Hello everyone and welcome to Ron TV Metro. We are here at the Shoe Museum of Marikina. This is it. Um, Now this was made in 1998. Well, not the building, it was refurbished. It was repaired in 1998 to house some of the best shoes that are made here in Marikina, and also to revive the industry, which has been struggling a little bit with the entry of Chinese products. Uh, so there you go. This shoe museum is, I'm not sure whether it's open right now because of the pandemic, but there's even a photo where a former first lady actually has her shoes here, and you probably already have a guess of who that person is. So it's a very beautiful place. They even have a wonderful park. I was just talking to the guy over there, and he was explaining how this place becomes an events place as well. They have a wonderful gazebo. The benches are superb. It would rank well with a friend of mine who does bench tests. So over here, this tree that seemed to have leaned like this is more than 100 years old. It has stood almost stood the test of time. So let me show you around. I hope it's coming out clearly on the video because I could barely see anything on the monitor right now because the sun is in front of me. So I'll show you something else. Like I said, this place has a very rich history, and I'll tell you all about it as we continue to walk along. The shoe industry of Marikina has a similar story with how Lamborghini in Italy started when they started making sports cars. So let me tell you about the story of Lamborghini first before I tell you the story of here in Marikina. Before I do, this is V. Gomez Street, and over there is the Our Lady of the Abandoned Church. I made a video about it. Do check it out. It's one of my first videos. So anyway, Lamborghini was a successful tractor maker in Italy, and with his money he decided to buy a Ferrari. But when he got the Ferrari, it had a lot of problems. So he went to Enzo Ferrari, the guy who owns and started Ferrari. But Enzo told him to F off because he was just a tractor maker. Now this building over here, the slightly cream one, is actually a result of that success of shoemaking. Hope you can see that. So because of that, Lamborghini decided to create its own sports cars. You know, it's really hot, but I'm actually enjoying this. There, oh good, we can see the Lady of the Abandoned Church much better here. There you go. So it's the same, almost similar story here in Marikina with the guy with a man named Don Laureano Guevara. His nickname was Kapitan Moy, and his nickname is now being known or used for this house because this is his house right there. That's the Kapitan Moy house, and this is where the shoe industry of Marikina started. So one day, let me go into a shade. Laureano was walking and his shoe, well, it broke. And when the shoe broke, he couldn't find a place to have it fixed. it was either it was either he went to a sandal maker, they couldn't do it. He went to a blacksmith, and they can't do it. So he went home and disassembled the shoe, and that's where it sparked of him creating his own shoe company. And because of that, he got most of his workers became apprentices, and they themselves became their own shoemakers eventually. And because of that, the shoe industry of Marikina started. It was the shoes that are coming from Marikina are known for its comfort, quality, and reliability. So here, let me give you a closer look of the house. Now this house was built in the early 1800s. And it was and it was the result of, let me head this way. It's hot. It was the result of it became known in this area for it because of the company that Leon Laureano, or Capitan Moy, started. It's a very beautiful place. Now the history of this house also is pivotal within those 200 years. I will sit down for a while. They do have a nice bench here. So during the early 1900s, after Capitan Moy passed away, this house was turned over to a lady who was very much into philanthropy, and she used this house to shelter some of the poorest of the poor here in Marikina. And she fed them, she gave them beds. Now during the war, the Americans, the Japanese actually used this as an office. I'm not sure what part of the Japanese military used it, but they used it as an office. And then after the war, it was actually used as a tribunal against the Japanese by the Americans. And then it was turned into a museum. After it was turned into a museum, in the very recent history of, I believe, like late 90s, it turned into restaurants. There's a restaurant on the bottom, there's a restaurant up there. And then very recently, I believe like 4 or 5 years ago, there was a small tornado that passed through here, a very tiny tornado, and it actually opened up the roof of this house. And during that time, there was also a wedding. I believe you could find videos of that online or on YouTube, so you could check it out. So there you go, the rich history of Marikina's shoe industry. Let me give you a closer look of the place. Like I said, it has like very nice benches, good for relaxing and all. There you go. I believe these are still restaurants. So, but the last time I was here, it was actually I actually had coffee, but that was a very long time ago, maybe like 2 decades ago. And I was with a friend, and he was very impressed with the area. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And here you can see more rustic views of the city of Marikina. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please give this video a like, share, and subscribe. Now there are a couple of restaurants here that I will feature in the near future, when maybe like a week or so, but we'll see. And one restaurant that I'm very interested is Mackey's, which is kind of like a diner. Anyway, folks, I'll stop here so I could do give this video a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, folks.